speeds. You've got low, high, and you've got auto. So auto, let's say you set the temperature for 75 degrees and it reaches at 75 degrees. Well, if you're in auto, the compressor and the fan both are going to stop.
Yeah.
Now when it starts getting 75 and 80 degrees and above, you want to leave the fan either low or high. So the compressor will come and go, but the fan is going to continuously run. So what's going to happen is when that compressor stops, the fan's still going to be blowing through the evaporator, and you're going to get the most efficiency out of it in the summertime by leaving that fan running.
Okay.
Because otherwise, they both just stop if you're in auto. So if it gets hot outside, leave it in low or high. The compressor will come and go, but the fan will always keep circulating. It'll always keep. It's efficient way in the summertime.
Right.
Okay, so if we scroll down, that's the heat. You want the fan speed to be 0 because it has its own fan, and there's no different speeds on the furnace fan. And then you've got just fan if you wanted to circulate some air inside here. And then this feature here, I looked this up and somebody gave me an example of dry. I'm like, what does that mean? So they said, well, let's say you ran the furnace all night and for whatever reason it was wet or damp inside the next day. Okay, then you put it in dry. Well, all it is a fan.
Right.
They're just calling it something and giving it a feature. You know what I mean? I've never heard of such a thing, and why would it be wet in here if he's running the furnace all night?
Right.
So all it is fan.
Okay.
Why? I have no idea. And then when you want to shut it off, push and hold the mud, and then the light will go out.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready to come back on, push and hold the mode button, and it will come back on for you.
Okay.
So this one doesn't work. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Okay.
So see the motion detector light went out?
Yeah, that just takes a couple seconds or minutes and then goes out. And when we walk in, it comes on.
It's kind of nice if you come in late at night.
So
Oh yeah.
this other slicer is from the other thing, because this one you did here in front, right?
The front light is the third one.
No, I mean this.
Those are the
Those are
slides.
sliders.
Yeah, those are the slides.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll do that
Yeah,
when we
we'll
get
test
done.
oh,
So,
okay.
So we
what
got
you-
the awning,
Yeah.
and then the two slides, and then the other slide is in there.
Right here.
Okay, that's the bedroom slide.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And the bedroom slide and that slide, they have what's called Schwintek systems, okay? So basically they've got two motors inside the wall in those corners.
Yeah.
And they have rods that come down. And if you look on the outside of the slide, you'll see the rails and you'll see them when we come in. So basically how this works is those two motors spin and they spin in unison so that everything moves at the same time.
Right.
So from time to time, the Schwintek may get out and may kind of try to walk on you, and then you want to just kind of like go in and out, little like 2 or 3 inch increments, so that it lines itself back up. Because once in a while, one side might get ahead of the other one, or we call it walking. But when you go in and out with them, you want to hold it, and you want to go all the way in and all the way out. Don't stop in the middle.
Right.
Because that has a tendency to throw it out, because when you go to start it up again, one side may start before the other side. So basically you want to go all the way in, and it'll amp out. And then we can actually go ahead and take this one in.
Yeah, we'll try. So when would you do that walk-in you're talking about?
Well, if it gets out of sync.
Oh, if it gets out of
We
sync.
call it walking, where one side might get ahead of the other one. And then what I usually do is I go out about the middle somewhere, and I take it in and out like a couple inch increments, like, and I try to get it back in sync is what I'm doing.
I
You know
got
what I'm
you.
saying?
Well, how common is that to happen?
It's not that common, especially anymore. Back when they first came out, these things were nightmares. I thought they'll never last. They'll never last. But so many units have them. They still use them.
Right.
I guess because they're convenient, they're inside the wall and everything.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a whole lot of problem with them, but back in the beginning we sure did. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're done in here, I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
we'll take it in.
Okay.
See, this was it's running nice and evenly together.
Yeah.
Because we want to hold it and go all the way in.
Want to go all the way in.
Yeah, in the same way when you're going out. See, it amps itself out. And then it
Yeah.
kills the power inside the box, wherever the box is located at.
So you don't have to do anything to the bed or anything to move that all the way in.
No.
It just stops right there.
Yep. And you don't really want to put lubrication and stuff on them rails because all it does is attract dirt and dust and everything. So.
Oh,
Just
okay.
maybe keep them clean. I don't know where if you're going to be under trees or whatever. Where you're going to be at.
Not really.